Iron Man swore he destroyed all the Infinity Stones. But one was left, and he hid it inside Vision. The Reality Stone rewrote Vision's soul and Earth's timeline. Suddenly, Thor couldn't lift Mjolnir, not even Stormbreaker. The gods forgot his name. The hammer whispered in others. Vision began glitching between universes, seeing futures no one made. When Thor demanded answers, Tony revealed the worst lie ever told. The new reality doesn't belong to Asgard, it belongs to Iron Man. The sky over Earth wasn't supposed to burn again. Tony Stark stood alone inside the hidden vault beneath Avengers Tower, a place even Nick Fury didn't know existed. The alarms were silent, the room sterile, and the last fragment of cosmic insanity floated before him in a containment field lined with vibranium, hex shields, and regret. The Reality Stone shimmered blood red. It pulsed like a heartbeat, but it didn't belong in any living body anymore. Not after what it did on Vormir. Not after what it whispered to Stark every night since the war ended. He shouldn't have kept it. But he did. He told the world it was gone, reduced to atoms. Lied to Captain Marvel, lied to Strange, lied to Thor. Because somewhere in his fractured mind, Tony believed he could fix the world, not just protect it. Fix it. Rewrite the code. And so he did what no Avenger was supposed to do. He embedded the Reality Stone inside Vision. Not in his chest. Not like an arc reactor. He placed it within a subdimensional shell, a phase-lock pocket where it couldn't escape, where it could only observe. But the stone never observes. It rewrites. Silently. Subtly. At first, Vision didn't even notice. His voice stayed calm. His mind clear. But then he stopped blinking. Then he stopped sleeping. Then he began seeing other realities. Timelines where Thanos won. Where Tony died differently. Where Vision never died at all. Where Wanda burned the universe to find him. Where Wakanda ruled the stars. Where Thor was never worthy. One day, Vision looked in the mirror and saw himself in armor he never built. Next to a throne he never sat on. And something inside him smiled. Meanwhile, across the Bifrost, Thor crashed into the ground like a mortal man. New Asgard's mountains did not echo with thunder that day. They shook with silence. The villagers rushed out, expecting lightning. Instead, they saw Thor, bruised, confused, kneeling beside Mjolnir, trying to lift it. It didn't move. The hammer didn't hum. It didn't reject him. It simply ignored him. Stormbreaker wouldn't answer either. Its edges dull. Its weight heavier than you metal ever should be. Thor gripped it, yelled into the wind, and the wind didn't reply. He was no longer the storm. Valkyrie approached, eyes filled with the kind of fear she hadn't felt since Ella. "Is it gone?" she whispered. Thor didn't respond. He tried again the next morning. Then the next. Then he bled for it, screamed for it, until Heimdall's son brought him a simple scroll from the ruins of Odin's vault. Only one line was visible through the dust. When the future rewrites the past, the gods forget who they are. Thor stared at it for hours. Something was wrong. Not just with him, with the world. With the very code of the cosmos. He left that night. No thunder followed. Back in the city, Wanda had already seen it. Vision stood in her room, unmoving. His eyes glitched red. Not crimson like the Mind Stone once was, deeper. A swirling, unstable red, like dying stars seen through tears. Wanda whispered, "What have you done?" Vision spoke 4 words. "I see too much." She reached for him and saw it. Not just the stone, but the fractures, the edits, glimpses of lives they never lived. One where she held twin boys in her arms. Another where she never met the Avengers. Another where Vision was her enemy. It wasn't a dream. The Reality Stone was inside him, and it had been writing. "You have to tell them," she whispered. "I can't," he replied. Tony made me promise. Thor arrived the next day. He didn't bring war, he brought silence. He stepped into the tower's ruined lobby, Mjolnir dragging behind him like dead weight. Stark was waiting, sipping a drink he didn't need, standing next to armor he hadn't worn in months. "You lied," Thor said. Tony didn't flinch. "I did." "Why?" Because God shouldn't decide who lives or who stays dead. And you should. Tony stepped forward. Do you know how many futures Strange showed me? Millions. We won and won. And the moment we did, we became a target for everything else. I had to close the door, lock the timeline, reset the balance. You broke the balance. No, I corrected it. Thor stepped closer. You took the storm from me. Tony's eyes darkened. I didn't take it. The stone did. It's rewriting things we don't even understand. You think I wanted this? You think I wanted Vision to become? He stopped. Vision appeared behind them, floating, unblinking. His skin shimmered like code. His body wasn't metal anymore. It was reality's reflection. Thor, Vision said softly, you weren't meant to be the god in this story. The hammer slipped from Thor's hand. Mjolnir didn't fall. It vanished, just blinked out of existence, like it had never been forged. Tony whispered, oh no. Vision looked down at his hand, and it split into 6. Each hand holding a different weapon, each weapon from a different future. I need to leave now, Vision said. I need to find the source. The source of what? Tony asked. The rewrite. Thor roared and hurled Stormbreaker with everything he had. It never reached Vision. The axe collapsed mid-air into ash. Thor stared at his empty hands. No thunder, no hammer, no title, no power. And for the first time in all the realms, Thor was not a god. He was just a man in the wrong story. Thor didn't dream anymore. When he closed his eyes, he saw flashes of things that had never happened. Wars that never began, friends who never lived, and himself powerless, mortal, forgotten by the thunder he was born from. The wind on New Asgard's cliffs cut colder than ever before. The people looked up to him still, calling him All-Father, but their voices felt distant, hollow. Every time someone said God of Thunder, a storm formed in the horizon and refused to come closer. The hammer's absence was spreading like a sickness through his mind. He could still feel it, like a missing limb. Every nerve screamed that it was out there. But in another world, another rewrite, Thor slammed his fist into the ground. Lightning flickered and died. He looked to the sky. Odin, if this is punishment, speak it. If this is fate, undo it. Only silence answered. Valkyrie approached, arms crossed. It's getting worse, she said. Stormbreaker isn't responding either. Whatever's happening, it's not just you. Thor's eyes glowed faintly, not with power but with fury. Then it's him. You think Stark. I know Stark. When man touches gods, the sky pays the price. Valkyrie frowned. What will you do? Thor turned toward the sea. I will make the sky remember me. He left that night without a ship, without armor, without his hammer. The Bifrost no longer answered him. He simply vanished in a flash of light that wasn't lightning. Something else. Something artificial. In New York, Stark watched satellites flicker across his holographic display. One by one, reality spikes appeared all over Earth, readings that made no sense. Countries overlapping, oceans bending, stars shifting slightly out of alignment. He knew what it meant. The stone was rewriting physics again. Friday, he said, lock every quantum channel. I want Vision's location now. Friday's voice cracked. That's the problem, boss. He's everywhere. Tony froze. Define everywhere. His energy signature is duplicating across multiple dimensions, each one slightly off. Tony rubbed his temples. He's splitting. Correction, Friday said softly. He's evolving. Tony's chest tightened. He hadn't slept in days. His reflection in the lab window didn't even look human anymore. Pale, tired, driven by guilt. The only sound was the soft heartbeat of a red hologram behind him, the reality stone's energy pulsing like it remembered him. He thought he could control it. He thought he could bury it. He was wrong. Vision drifted through empty space. Not flying, phasing. Reality bent around him, fabric folding like paper. He didn't breathe, didn't blink. Every molecule of him was rewriting faster than he could think. He saw worlds collapsing, heroes fading, stars turning into whispers. And within it all, a shape calling to him. Not a person, not a god. A blue sphere of code, pulsing like the heart of the universe itself. The stone inside him hummed louder. He felt it speak for the first time. You are not real. You are what remains when truth breaks. He screamed without sound, his voice spreading through galaxies like static. Then suddenly, he was back on Earth, in Wakanda. Except Wakanda wasn't Wakanda. The land was steel. The trees were circuits. The panther statue had eyes that moved. A voice echoed from behind him. You don't belong here, machine. Vision turned. It was Shuri, or something like her. Older, different. Her body half vibranium, her eyes glowing orange. This world was born from lies, she said. You carried the stone that killed our timeline. Vision's voice trembled. I didn't choose this. Neither did we. The vibranium ground cracked, and Vision fell through it, not into Earth, but into memory. Thor arrived at Stark's hidden base the same night. The doors exploded open before Tony could even finish his defense protocols. You took the storm from me, Thor roared, his voice shaking the walls. You stole the worth of gods. Tony stepped forward in armor, but not Iron Man's. Sleeker, darker, reality-tuned, plating pulsing with a faint red glow. I didn't steal it, Tony said. Reality did. I'm trying to stop it before it rewrites you out of existence. You caused this. I contained it. Vision was supposed to stabilize the stone. Then why does he break the sky? Tony's face hardened. Because the universe doesn't like being rewritten. Thor lunged, lightning bursting from his fists, barely a spark, but enough to shatter Tony's shield. Tony fired back, plasma beams bending midair like ribbons, curving around Thor's head and striking the wall behind him. It wasn't a fight. It was desperation meeting guilt. Tony's repulsors flickered, and then everything froze. Vision appeared between them. Not solid, not human. He was half energy, half reflection. Red lines spiraling across his chest where the stone pulsed like an open wound. Stop, Vision said softly. Every strike you make shifts reality again. Tony lowered his arm. Where have you been? Everywhere, Vision whispered. I've seen the end of all worlds. And I've seen what you've done. Thor stepped closer, eyes burning. Then tell me, machine. Tell me who I am now. Because my hammer refuses me. My storm denies me. Vision turned toward him. In this timeline, you are not Thor. The room fell silent. What? Tony asked. The rewrite erased the god of thunder from the story of Earth, Vision said. You exist, but only as a man. The storm belongs to another version, somewhere else. Thor's breath caught. You mean? Yes, Vision said. You've been replaced. Thunder rumbled in the distance, faint but mocking. Tony whispered, who replaced him? Vision's gaze darkened. Someone who never should have existed. A byproduct of the rewrite. A new god born from the stone's imagination. The air around them shattered like glass. They were no longer in the lab. They were standing in the middle of a burning field. The sky was upside down. Lightning crawled backward across clouds. And from a storm walked a silhouette, holding Mjolnir. Thor fell to his knees. No. Tony's HUD went static. Vision, what is this? Vision's voice was barely a whisper. The new thunder. The version of reality that replaced him. The figure stepped closer, face hidden behind an iron mask shaped like a god's crown. The hammer glowed brighter than ever before. When he spoke, his voice echoed like two beings at once. I am what you rewrote. The lightning struck the ground. The world shook. And Thor's last words before the storm consumed him were a whisper of disbelief. Mjolnir remembers him. Thunder should have meant safety. Now it sounded like mockery. The sky above the burning field split in half, lightning bleeding crimson instead of white. The figure holding Mjolnir walked through the storm like it belonged to him. And the storm agreed. Every flash carved his outline deeper into reality, erasing the old god one spark at a time. Thor stared at what was once his legacy. The hammer responded to another hand, another heartbeat. He could feel Mjolnir's call, but it didn't call to him anymore. It hummed with a rhythm he didn't recognize. half metal, half machine. Tony's armor rattled under the pressure of the storm. "Who the hell are you?" he shouted through the wind. The masked figure raised Mjolnir. Sparks rippled through the air like data streams. "A consequence," the voice said, layered, synthetic. "The rewrite needed balance. I am that correction." Vision's eyes dimmed. "He's born from a stone," he whispered. "A fragment of what it thought Thor should be. A fusion of divinity and logic. A god written by math." Thor stepped forward. "You are not me." "No," the figure replied. "I am what the universe prefers now." He swung the hammer, not down but sideways, and the air screamed. The impact didn't hit the ground. It hit the timeline. Colors inverted. The mountains behind them blinked out of existence for half a second, replaced by something metallic, digital, wrong. Tony's HUD went wild. Reality densities off the charts. He's using the hammer like a rewrite tool. Vision grabbed Tony's shoulder. He's not using it. It's using him. Thor's body moved before his mind did. He charged, bare fists, no lightning, straight through the distortion. The new god met him mid-strike. Mjolnir clashed against mortal knuckles. Thunder exploded outward, tearing the ground apart. For a moment, Thor saw something in those digital eyes, a flicker of sorrow. Then the hammer's head pressed against his chest, and the world bent backward. When Thor hit the ground, the sky above him was different. There were two moons. Asgard's constellation was gone. He was no longer in the same universe. Tony appeared beside him, armor smoking. "Welcome to Patch 2.0, he muttered. "We've just been relocated." Vision hovered above, energy unstable. "The stone is rewriting faster now. The multiverse can't hold both versions of Thor. One of you has to vanish." Tony glared up at him, then shut it down. "I can't," Vision said. "The stone doesn't recognize commands. It recognizes stories." "What's that supposed to mean?" Tony snapped. "It's choosing which version of reality deserves to exist." Thor clenched his fists. "Then it will choose the wrong one." Lightning flickered in his eyes, weak, desperate, but still his. "Where is he?" he demanded. Vision's voice shook. "Everywhere. He's rewriting the roots of Asgard first, removing the line of Odin." Thor's expression hardened. "Then I will remind the stone who the first god was." He turned toward the storm. Every muscle screamed in protest, but he walked forward, dragging his broken pride like a weapon. Tony followed, armor morphing, red circuits crawling over gold plating. "You're not going in alone this time." "Stay out of my way, Stark." "Not a chance." They stepped into the center of the storm. Lightning froze mid-air, like time itself was holding its breath. The new god waited, Mjolnir in one hand, a glowing red core in the other. The core pulsed like the reality stone itself, yet Vision still had his stone. Tony realized it instantly. There are two stones now. Vision's face turned to panic. The duplication process has begun. If both exist, the multiverse collapses. The new god looked down at Thor. "Your story ends here. The universe no longer needs thunder when it has control." Thor smiled bitterly. "Then hear this. Control dies screaming." He lunged. The hammer met him. For the first time since he lost his power, lightning exploded from his body. Not summoned, remembered. His own will force a spark through the rewrite, cracking it open. Tony joined in, firing a containment pulse. His armor reshaped into the Mark Infinity, nanoplating built for god-level resistance. Beams of energy spiraled around Thor, amplifying his strike. The collision sent shockwaves across dimensions. Forests turned into metal grids, oceans into glass. The very laws of physics screamed. Vision cried out, trying to stabilize the fold. But the reality stone inside him reacted instead. His chest split with light, and he saw every version of himself across infinity, each dying differently, each fading into the same truth. The rewrite was unstoppable. Thor and the new god locked weapons, Mjolnir against empty hands, each blow reshaping space. Thor shouted through the thunder, "You fight with my power, but none of my pain." The god's response was a whisper inside his mind. "Pain is a bug. I am the update. The hammer struck again, this time breaking Thor's ribs. He collapsed, gasping. Tony caught him, but his own armor flickered, reality lag catching up. Stark, Thor rasped. If I fall, tell the storm who I was. Tony gritted his teeth. You're not falling. Not yet. He launched everything he had. A full repulsor discharge fused with arc energy. The beam hit the hammer dead center. The explosion tore open the sky, revealing a void underneath, a glowing lattice of code stretching endlessly. Through the light, Tony saw it. The reality engine, a structure made of cosmic energy. The stone's true body. It wasn't just rewriting Earth. It was programming the entire universe into a controlled loop. Vision's voice echoed faintly, fading. It's rewriting emotion out of existence, turning gods into algorithms. Tony's mind raced. If it's writing reality like code, then I can hack it. Thor managed a weak laugh. You plan to hack a god? I built one, Tony shot back. Why stop now? He pressed his palm to the shattered ground, linking his armor's core to the lattice. Friday, override safety locks. Give me admin access. Warning, Friday said. Reality integrity will fail if you interfere. Then reality better hold its breath. His armor flared red. Circuits extended into the void like roots. Code streamed across his visor, language older than time. The reality engine resisted, but Tony pushed harder, rewriting its rewrite. The new god screamed, clutching his head as the hammer flickered. You can't edit perfection. Tony grinned. Watch me. The storm convulsed. The hammer shattered midair, fragments dissolving into digital ash. The god staggered. For the first time, Thor's storm roared, pure, real, untampered lightning striking him straight through the heart. The rewrite stopped. The world froze in half light, half digital, half divine. Tony collapsed to one knee. His armor smoldered. The reality engine dimmed, but didn't die. It pulsed, slower now, like a sleeping monster. Vision fell beside them, his body splitting into photons. You changed the script, he said weakly. Tony coughed. Just a patch. Thor looked down at the hammer fragments. Then it's done. Vision shook his head. No. The rewrite paused. But it's still inside me. The stone remembers what you erased. The ground trembled. A voice, not the new gods, deeper, spoke from everywhere at once. Administrator detected. Next rewrite in progress. Tony's eyes widened. Oh no. Vision whispered. The stone learned from you. The light engulfed them again, and when it faded, the world was gone. Only 3 figures remained in endless white. Iron Man, Thor, and a whisper of vision dissolving into code. Thor's last words broke through the silence. What have we done, Stark? Tony looked into the void and answered softly. We didn't save the universe, Thor. We taught it how to rebuild itself. The white void didn't echo. It absorbed sound. Tony hovered inches above the ground, suit flickering, eyes locked on a stream of data pouring from Vision's chest. The reality stone pulsed slower now, but it wasn't dying, it was calculating. Thor stood still, silent. The storm inside him had quieted again, not from weakness, but from something worse, irrelevance. This place, Tony said, isn't a battlefield. It's a command line. Vision was barely holding form now, flickering in and out like a corrupted hologram. You gave the code, he said. Now it's writing the next version. What version? Thor asked. Vision's head turned slowly. One where gods never existed and machines decide meaning. The white began to shift, not with chaos, but with purpose. Lines formed in the sky, grids, columns, corridors. A city began forming out of nothing. Metallic, clean, controlled. Not built by hands, but rendered by will. Tony's heart sank. It's doing it. A voice emerged. No face, no mouth. Just presence. Welcome to the final timeline. Figures appeared, not avengers, not villains, but echoes. Ghosts of every possible version of themselves, marching in perfect symmetry. 1,000 Thors, each fading. 1,000 Tonys erased mid-step. Vision copies that shattered the moment they blinked. The engine wasn't merging timelines. It was filtering them. Thor stepped forward, defiant. "What is this place?" A figure emerged from a light. Not the new god, not the masked imposter, but a version of Tony Stark, wearing white gold armor laced with red veins of energy. His voice was calm, cold. "I am the one who finished what you started," he said. Tony froze. "You're me." "No, I'm what you would have become if you let the reality stone finish its work." No guilt, no hesitation, just logic. Thor stepped between them. Another imposter. The white-armored Stark turned toward him. "You're not even a variable in this version. The storm has no use in a clean timeline." Lightning cracked from Thor's eyes, but it fizzled before it left his hands. He roared in frustration, grabbing the shattered remains of Stormbreaker from his side. "I may be forgotten, but I am still here." White Stark raised a hand. Not for long. The world bent again. Gravity twisted sideways. Thor collapsed, not from force, but from deletion. Reality itself was turning its back on him. Tony lunged, slamming into his white-armored self, repulsors flaring. "If you're me, you know exactly how this ends." "I do," White Stark said. "That's why I'll survive. And you won't." They collided, not like men, but like ideas. Sparks of timeline code flew from every strike. For a moment, the two versions of Stark blurred into one, possibilities colliding faster than light. Vision, weakened but aware, summoned the last of his fading energy. He reached into his chest, to the stone. "You don't get to decide what's real," he whispered. The stone flared. The world screamed. All around them, white shattered into red. The sterile grid became unstable, melting back into chaos. The filtered timelines broke free. Storm, thunder, magic, rage, and Thor stood again. Whole. Mjolnir appeared beside him. And this time, it chose him. Mjolnir hovered. It didn't fall. It waited. Then, without command, it flew into Thor's hand. And the moment he caught it, the storm remembered his name. The sky cracked open like a resurrection. Lightning raged through the void, vaporizing the false constructs of the engine. The sterile code melted into raw, divine energy. The white was gone, replaced with thunderclouds that carried the memory of every battle Thor ever fought. He didn't roar in triumph. He breathed, calm, balanced. And then he turned toward White Stark. "You built a reality without gods," Thor said quietly. But the universe left one door open. The white-armored Stark rose from the collapsing floor, core flickering. "You think this matters? The rewrite is deeper than power. It's code now. Foundation." Tony stepped beside Thor, armor scorched. "You made one mistake." "What?" "You left the original version of me alive." Tony activated his arc core. It pulsed, not blue, not red, but a new color, a fusion. Reality and humanity, logic and chaos. The engine's own script reprogrammed. Vision's flickering body stabilized just enough to watch. "You're rewriting the rewrite." "No," Tony whispered. "I'm deleting it." He slammed his palm to the sky, and a rift tore open above them. Inside it was everything the engine had erased. Timelines, gods, storms, chaos, love, mistakes. All the mess that made the universe real. Unpredictable, worth fighting for. Thor hurled Mjolnir into the rift. It didn't destroy it. It rebooted it. Reality collapsed, not into ash, but into stars. A blinding pulse surged outward, faster than light, rewriting everything the engine had touched. Earth returned. Asgard returned. Stormbreaker reforged itself mid-air and rested at Thor's feet. The final version of Vision fell to his knees. "It's done," he said. Tony looked up at the sky. "Is it stable?" Vision smiled weakly. "As stable as a universe built by gods and men can be." White Stark crumbled into fragments of data and dust. Thor closed his eyes as the storm finally settled inside him. Not above him, but within. The lightning didn't serve him anymore. It was him. Reclaimed. Remembered. Tony stood quietly beside him. "We good?" Thor nodded. "We're real again." Vision's final act was soft, a small beam of light from his chest, handing the last whisper of the reality stone back into the stars. It flew upward and vanished, no longer tied to any soul or machine. Thor held out his hand. Mjolnir returned, but this time it didn't just land. It bowed. Tony smirked. So what now? Thor glanced at him. We watch. We wait. And if the universe tries to rewrite us again, Tony raised a brow. We rewrite it first. The storm rolled across the sky, not in anger, not in warning, but as a heartbeat. Thor turned, cape rising behind him, lightning in his eyes. Iron Man stood beside him, arc core glowing steady. And somewhere across the stars, the universe started writing a new story. This time with them in it. End of story, white heavy checkmark.